Okay, so the truth that should be told and taught at schools, kindergartens, and even at universities about how we really create our reality. And let's see on an example, on a simple example. And I will need your participation, your active participation. So type in comments and go along with me. So let's take this thing, yes? And if I show you and ask you what it is, you will say that it is a pen. Yes, that's right. It's a pen. And how do we get this pen? Usually our mind, our programmed mind and habit say that we either bought it, maybe someone presented it to us, and it was made on a factory. But the reality is how we get this pen is from the mental state. And not everyone sees this thing as a pen. For example, if a little puppy comes into this room, and I will show him or her this thing, what he will do with it, or she will do with it. Yes, it will chew it. Yes. Does this puppy see this thing as a pen? Obviously not. Why? Because if it sees it as a pen, it will use it as a pen and write a letter to his friend. Well, for example, you barking very nicely. I like your sound, yes? So you have a very beautiful tail. But it doesn't do it. Why? Because it doesn't see it as as a pen, right? Follow me next. So if we, you, me, and people who watch this video see this thing as a pen, and a puppy sees this thing as a chewing toy, who is right then? And you might say, well, I don't know, or maybe both. Yes, we are right, and puppy is right. And that's correct. Yes, so no, there is no argue about it. And how we get this pen. So let's say, for example, there is no one in the room. Very short story to make a long story short. Uh, if there is no one in the room, and we say, for example, this is a table, and we leave this thing on the table, and everyone leaves the room. No puppies, no people, no one. And what is this time this thing? Is it a pen or a chewing toy? When no one sees it, there is no one in the room. Yes? And you might say, well, it's nothing or something like it's a potential to be something. And you're right. Because when me or you come into this room and see this thing, we see it as a pen. Yes? And when Poppy comes into this room and sees this thing, it will see it as a chewing toy, right? So there are two realities here. So how we see this pen? Um, the thing is, when we see this thing, there is a very small mental image comes out of our conscious, grows and covers this thing, and we see it as a pen. Once more, yes, when we see it, just a thing, a small mental seed jumps out of our conscious, ribbon opens, and a small image covers this thing, and we see it as a pen. And you might say, well, if everything comes out of these seeds because it is so, everything like this plant, this laptop, telephone, this jewelry, everything comes out of our seeds. So I can make everything. Yes, let's do it. Let's try it. And we will use positive, very positive thinking. We, for example, use it and to create out of this pen a huge diamond, yes? And we will close our eyes, think very positively, visualize a huge, beautiful, pure diamond. And we will think a diamond, a diamond, a diamond. I want to see a diamond. We open our eyes and still see this pen. And as you see, not only positive thinking. Yes, it's not enough to think positively only, to imagine something very huge and beautiful which resonates to our heart and soul. It's not enough, because if it was so, we would create a huge diamond out of this pen. So there's something else is going on. And what it is, somehow the image should come into our conscious. So how? And there is a short path. Every time we give someone the pen, for example, say your friend or a child comes to you and say, I need a pen to write something. You give a pen, and who sees that you are given a pen? Yes, that's right. Your child or your partner or your colleague and you. And every time you give this pen, there is a small video camera inside yourself through your eyes, goes this image of yourself giving this pen to someone else. And this makes a mental imprint in your conscious. And sometimes it goes into your subconscious and creates a seed. And under certain circumstances, when we see this thing, this seed jumps out of our conscious, ribbon opens, a small mental image covers this thing, and we see it as a pen. Of course, you can't see it, we can't see it, because our mind is so fast, it rushes. And only if we start meditating really seriously and make a good meditation and slow down our mind, one time we will be able to see how this seed comes out, jumps out of our conscious, ripples open, and this small image, mental image, covers a thing, and you see this thing as a pen. And that is how we create our world. The same, just think, what else we can create? If we can create lots of pens, for example, I have lots of them because I give lots of presentations as a pencils, colorful pencils to my niece. And now I have lots of pens and pencils. We also can create what? Anything in our world. Any goal can be accomplished through this method, through this technique. Yes, when we give someone with joy, make lots of imprints, and in some time we see ourselves having accomplished our certain goals, like, for example, financial freedom through growing our income stable, yes, for money. It's and what we should do, just give money and with generous state of mind. And next videos I will tell in more details how we do it and what generous state of mind is. And now let's just go back again. Everything comes out of our seeds. Everything we see in our world comes out of our seeds. And now let's make a short examination. Just take your finger, look around, and point at least at one thing that just doesn't come out of your seeds, including yourself. And if you, and I believe you're very smart, and because you were listening very carefully, you will find out that there is nothing that doesn't come out of our seeds, mental seeds. Yes, and that is a mental seeds, ancient mental seeds system, which goes back like 2,500 years ago, and which was careful with love and pure lineage given from one generation to another. And that is why it works. Yes, if it didn't work, no one will pass it through 40, 40, 44, 45 generation throughout 2,500 years. And that is a foundation of how we can start reprogramming our mind, yes, start living and turning out our world from head to legs. Because now we see our world is upside down. And that is why we see lots of spread. That is why we have lots of hustle scaling our business and lose energy, time, and meaningful lifetime with ourselves and with our world. Okay, so now please comment. What would you like to create in your business just right now? More. Of course, money, but maybe there is something you would love to create and learn how to create. And I will tell about it more in my next videos or shorts. And if you want to find out how you can implement this mindset in your business and life, so I invite you to apply for a free 15-minute talk, strategic session, and we will see what we can do for you. And if it resonates to you, we will do it together. See you and have a wonderful day, because you can create it.